So, okay, I haven't started recording. That's fine. So, yeah. So, this is at a high level. What sort of skills that a data scientist should have, right? And major data science solution streams. Now, these days, if you see the industry, most of the solutions, right, they're automating, right? It's not an ad hoc solution. Like 10 years back, 15 years back, we used to solve a problem and build an ad hoc solution. But now, if you see, most of the solutions are kind of productizing. So based on the need, you have to decide what sort of solution is required for the problem. So this is visualization part. It's only exploration. Could be Python or Power BI, etc. And sometimes you get from tier 2, tier 3 projects. So ad hoc basis, they just wanted to understand what sort of customers are doing well and who are my competitors and where I can actually plan my warehouse part, like supply chain management, like forecasting, right? And then you're actually building a predictive model, segment the customers and understand the value proposition. If you see the banking industry, let's say you are using a credit card from JP Morgan, for example, Chase, I think. So Chase credit card, and you are a consumer. So if you think about Chase data science team, each and every function, like marketing, sales, research and development, operations, every function there is a data science team. So these guys, marketing team, their role is understand customer based on their activity, how frequently he is using the card, etc. Then apply some sort of segmentation using cluster analysis, hierarchical cluster, etc. Predict if you send a campaign, what is the probability that this particular consumer will accept it. So build as a solution and strategize for next 3 to 6 months. So this is again using ML. The same example, if you want to build as a product, and make sure that every time if you want to generate the probability, then you can convert that as a product. Simple example is, I think in India we have this CIBIL. Similarly, you have FICO in US. So FICO is a company, financial data company. With these guys come up with a score whether a consumer is triple A plus, A minus. This is actually credit behavior. Okay, so if you enter your details on this website, it will tell you the probability that you will be getting a mortgage loan of worth so and so. Okay, similarly, the probability that you get a credit card with a limit of so and so dollars. What is this? These are all data science slash ML products. So most of the solutions are becoming productization towards working towards the productization these days because they don't want to run every time. So let your web development guy build a web UI, backend you data scientist create an ML and make sure that you're monitoring on a timely basis and give user to access this ML and get some community usage. Right? So many things. Like if I give simple example, like Gmail, this text prediction, right? When you start drafting reply in your Gmail, it says, it preempts the text. So it actually predicts the text based on your situation. That is a prediction. It's a recurrent neural network algorithm. Okay, similarly, so many ML based applications we have these days. So guys, I think a few of our friends, they mentioned they worked on data modeling, right? So that is before this data storage, how to design the data model, what sort of rules to be set for the data columns, etc. Once the data is set, a data engineering plus data science will handle the business problems. Any questions? Silence is
Mm.
two things, one, You're
Yeah,
getting something or completely lost?
there are too many roles here, right? Like, yeah, this it's very confusing, where to, which one to. Obviously, it's very difficult to learn.
So basically, yeah, here the course how we have designed is a
Mm,
person can easily understand data problems, right? And he can handle data engineering through Azure. So
mm,
day one, I think definitely it will be a bit confusing, but if you think at a high level, right, you try to understand the broad spectrum, like the broad landscape. So this is
mm,
entire development landscape. Okay.
mm,
So here are different roles. How a data scientist will talk to all these roles and make things happen is what is happening. So if you understand each and every role clearly at a high level, no need to, understand in detail or in depth. At a high level, then you
mm,
will understand where you will be, how you will be helping to all these functions as a data scientist.
mm,
Okay. Let's take a simple example, right? So suppose I have a product idea, let's say, which is the most recent product idea, AI. Mm, 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 mm. Let's take simple one, Tesla car, right? Autonomous car,
mm,
because you people are well aware of this one. So the autonomous car is the product idea.
mm,
So in this autonomous car, what data science is doing. So this product development, a CEO, he has this idea that I want to build an autonomous car, right?
mm,
Then he will assign a product manager. The product manager is a person who is having knowledge about the business and consumer needs and how
mm,
best he can actually combine those two to make sure that a valuable product is delivered to the users. That is his role. Okay. These
mm,
days, AI product manager roles are coming up. Especially in US and Europe regions, we see a lot of AI product managers. They
mm,
need, especially if already having 10 plus years of experience in some other domain, if you
mm,
learn data science course, you can actually apply for AI product manager, wherein you know what sort of MLA solution can be a good fit for the problem, and you can be a person who can validate the problem with the solution, right?
mm,
Like that. So this is the product manager, and now users, the end users, what they do a sample, a 30 or 300 people survey. They try to
mm,
understand what sort of requirements they're expecting from this product.
yeah,
Then there is a data science team and front end development. If there is any front end development, sorry, this is a front end development example. Maybe website, imagine there is a website also. So technical lead, these guys will work on .NET, Java, so these kind of development tools and build the application.
mm,
Wherein data scientist and data engineering, these teams will work what is the software that is using, what sort of database is required, and they set the rules based on the business questions or the product. Okay. So here a data engineer, sometimes SQL itself is enough to run the data engineer show.
mm,
Right. Here also data science, data analysis. But these days it's Python, machine learning, and some cloud-based data engineering tool. Could be
mm,
Azure Databricks, for example.
mm,
So whenever there is a product development is happening, there is a data is getting generated, and
mm,
this data is getting used by data analytics team to provide insights. So
right,
this is a cyclic thing wherein whenever you get new data, you update your model, you update your algorithm, come up with new insight, build the visualization, and create whatever pipelines is required to flow the data ML process smoothly and deploy the model to end user.
mm, mm.
That is the product
So
area
the
somewhere.
new course, is the focus more on the data engineering side or the data scientist side?
Data science with strong basics in data engineering through Azure Databricks.
Okay. So majority will be on data science, right?
Data science, and last 4 weeks, I think the 3 to 4 weeks, we will be covering. Azure Databricks, because as I mentioned here, the need for data science and data engineering is increasing. For example, sorry,
Mhm.
if I say this is a small organization, right? They can't afford data science and data engineering. So they need a person who can
Mhm.
work with the database administration team and
Mhm.
design the rules, check the data ingestion in
Mhm.
Databricks, Azure, or AWS, and make
Mhm.
sure that the ML is smoothly run, analytics is smoothly run. Okay, so that is the reason I think maybe we can say we are the unique. We started this
Mhm.
because to make sure that people should not lose the roles. Last 3 to 6 months, if I see if I see the requirements, especially at my work, we were
Mhm.
looking for people who are on cloud data engineering, strong understanding. See,
Mhm.
they don't need to design the clusters, or they don't need to, build the Docker Kubernetes system to design the operations, DevOps and all. No, that is not required. They need to have a clear understanding of where my data is, how to clean my data, and how best I can leverage this for my machine learning. That's it. So,
So the whatever Python you mentioned,
mm,
so is it for a data engineer or a data scientist?
it is both. Like it covers data analysis, bit of data engineering. Because see, data engineering means what? Once the raw data,
Mhm.
I'll spend few minutes here. So database administration team, right? DBA. So they take care of this raw data,
Mhm.
right? So what sort of column should I have? What sort
Mhm.
of table should I have? Let's say it's a marketing in a bank. How many
Mhm.
tables is required? How to relate those tables, relational database management, right? Everything they design.
Mhm.
Data engineer set the pipeline between
Mhm.
the source and the store.
Mhm.
This is the generation source. This could be, let's say you're using some SQL application or Oracle application, web
Mhm.
application, right? Amazon.com. Then the moment customer enters here, this information source. From
Mhm.
here to storage, these guys will set the pipeline. You will
Mhm.
decide the number of clusters that we will be discussing in the course here, how to set the computers, nodes, clusters, and how
Mhm.
to, ingest the data properly, this part. Once
Mhm.
this is done, there is one more team, model data management. They create cubes, aggregations based on
Mhm.
the PA requirement. That's a completely separate entity. We're no way
Okay.
connected to that one. But if you want to use that data, you can use, but PA is completely different, business intelligence. It's completely reporting.
Mhm.
Okay. So this data engineering is done. Then it comes to data science. So
Okay.
this guy, he can actually do data analysis using Python, NumPy,
Mhm.
pandas, visualization,
Mhm.
etc. Then machine learning,
Right.
predictability, etc. Deep learning, NLP,
Mhm.
all these things.
Mhm.
So you will be learning
Mhm.
how to, clean the data, how to
Mhm.
analyze the data, how to apply predictive models, and how to apply
Mhm.
deep learning models like artificial neural network, NLP. Once
Okay.
you have a proper machine learning, how to set your pipeline to make sure that your data storage, data cleaning, data engineering, everything, whatever pipelines you have is running smoothly. This is ML
Mhm.
pipelines, ML ops.
Mhm.
This is DevOps here,
Okay.
Docker, Kubernetes, and
Mhm.
this is data engineering. So mostly used Spark.
Okay.
In terms of programming, you no need to have extensive programming language. Wherein data bricks itself, there is uh, what you call explainable AI kind of application wherein you can prompt and it throw the code, or you can use ChatGPT, write in Python, it will convert it into Spark.
Mhm.
So it's just not even a minute. So it's not
Mhm.
even 10 seconds.
Mhm.
Okay, so what is important for aspirants like you all is understand this ecosystem in an
Mhm.
organization.
mm,
So what is the role of data engineer? What is the role of data science? If I want to
mm,
become a core data scientist, you can become. If you want to become a core data engineering, you can actually do that as well for ML ops.
right.
Okay. We are covering, ML ops, ML engineering, AI
Mm,
engineering, data engineering through Databricks, and data scientist, data analyst. So these six, seven variety of roles that
mm,
can be applied once you through this course.
okay.
Okay. Only thing is need to practice and make sure you understand the concept in detail.
Right.
Always, whatever you're learning, wherever you're learning, one thing is you have to understand the basics. The biggest problem I see from the prospects, right, the candidates when I interview is the basics. So if
Mm,
I put a simple question here,
mm,
example, after this, I'll explain what is machine learning and all. So simple question is predict the chance of accepting
mm,
credit card offer
mm,
by a consumer. It's a simple business question.
mm,
So I mean, no need to have business or data science skill, anything. Just put a common sense here, like predict the chance of accepting credit card. So being you as a credit card user, if some bank send you an offer, hey, this is a credit card we are offering,
mm,
what is the probability that you will accept or reject it based on some conditions, right? Some criteria. First, you check, okay, is this credit card is free?
mm, right.
Free for first year, or free
Mm,
for 2 years, free for
mm,
3 years? Do I need to pay any entry fee or
right.
joining fee or
Mm,
maintenance fee, right? These are all basic things, right? So beyond this, there are so many other information available in the data set. This
mm,
is I mean, if I put my common sense of thought process, these are two, three things I came into my mind and I can make a decision. But think about 100 things or 200 things are there, like as a column or as the data. For example, last time when we send a credit card, whether this guy accepted or rejected, and how many credit cards this guy is holding already, this user, and how
mm,
out of these credit cards, how many times he became delinquent, he missed the payments. Lot of information. So
mm,
human brain, we can't process those and make a decision instantly, right? So this machine learning algorithm will process all these columns, pick up the best three, four to explain this probability, the prediction, predictive power. That is actually machine learning.
mm,
So machine will run on hundreds of variables, understand the relationship between all these versus the decision, whether yes or no, whether you are accepting the card or not, and
mm,
build a model. This is the model it will build. So
mm,
next time when a new application has come or when a new offer has gone, that information is scored on this through this model and it will give probability.
mm,
That is actually called machine learning.
mm,
So machine learning is nothing but so whatever data you have, you train your machine on this data and to predict something. So credit card accept or no, for example, right?
mm,
So this predicts and it will give the probability. Based on the probability, you will decide yes or no.
mm, mm,
How Google is predicting a text when you are replying email?
mm,
Suppose there is an email, right? Based
mm,
on the previous emails, based on the context, based on the words, the verbs,
mm,
the subject, it it actually frame a set of words and it
mm,
assigns probabilities.
mm,
Which word is having highest probability, it will throw to the
mm,
email preempt.
right.
Okay. So similarly, machine will learn whatever data here, what human is doing. Human intelligence is required, very important, plays very important role here is that are
Mm,
these features are really meaningful to predict this decision.
mm,
So there actually data science plays a key role, data scientist. Make
mm,
sure that whatever data you are using is meaningful to predict this one or not. Okay.
mm,
So in the previous example, if there is a question about uh, number of times had food outside, that's it.
mm,
Is this question anyway related to your credit card offer decision? No,
mm,
right? This is a very basic example, but when you learn, when you see more and more examples, you get more understanding. So this is in a vague word, I'm sorry to use this word, but common sense. So
mm,
you have to be very mindful while applying this machine learning because common sense slash business acumen is
mm.
required to make these things. Programming comes if you practice.
Okay.
If you do a minimal practice, you can actually run Python. Very simple programming language, just like English language. But yeah,
Mm,
so I mean, I'm not going too much of technicals because it's day one, it's an intro class. But yeah, so very importantly, this is what I'm trying to say that you understand the broader landscape, understand this ecosystem. So you try to, because see, this is the guy, how crucial you don't believe the data scientist guy, he has to discuss with product manager, technical guys. This one, every team has to collaborate. So
mm,
communication is very, very important.
mm,
So you have to be proactively, and hey, I see that there is a significant decrease in number of rows that ingested today. Like
mm,
every day there were like 50,000 rows ingesting, but today suddenly there's 30,000 only. What happened? There is something wrong. You have to raise it. No one will care about that.
mm,
Starting from this till the ML deployment, it's like you cover entire organization. So but as I mentioned, these days, we are slowly combining these two, data engineering and data science. There is a reason is cloud. Cloud
mm,
technologies are emerging like anything. So
mm,
ML ops is through Databricks and Azure, data processing is through Databricks. Everything is through Databricks or Azure or
mm,
AWS. So person should have both skills could be a good uh,
mm,
I could say, have more chances to get a call in the industry.
mm.
Any questions? I kept speaking, so any thoughts, anyone? Am I making sense? Okay, cool. So probably this is the last one, and then I'll stop. I'll pause. Here we have industry landscape. So this one important skill data scientists should have, that is business acumen skill. Okay. So why business acumen is very important is when you read a case study, for example, this one, right? So this is a simple use case. So the business question is identify the top 10% of consumers based on the most recent, the most frequent and high monetary generated on your Netflix to recommend additional package, right? If this is the question, what is important, right? So what is business knowledge in this context? First, you should have a clear understanding of what is this OTT strategy, right? And what are the value proposition that your OTT is bringing. So, if you want to run model machine learning analytics, you have these things to make sure that you're using this information when you're predicting something. That is actually business knowledge. And who are all your competitors? What is the strategy of your competitor? What is the price model for your competitor? Right? So, business knowledge you will get through experience. If you're applying for a data scientist role in a bank, day one you won't have banking knowledge, but over experience like 2 3 years, you will get clear understanding of how a banking marketing function dynamics works. Right. That's the reason I have kept this slide. These are the key industries where still 50 to 60% of data is unutilized. You can Google it, you will get this one. Unutilized means the data kept aside. There is no skill available to use this data to solve the problems. Okay. So, pharma especially, tons of data is there, but there is no skill. So this is the reason, like data science, how simple it is. Only, you can actually make it simple only when you practice. So similarly, banking, consumer goods means like PepsiCo, Coca-Cola, Nestle, General Mills, so these kind of companies. Logistic, Gutty, supply chain management companies. Media and entertainments, Disney. Well, you don't believe Disney has like more than 2000, data science engineers works in their California center. People extensively work on this data processing, data analysis, data modeling, machine learning, everything. So still there is a lot of text-based content is unutilized in this industry. Manufacturing, like a car manufacturing or any manufacturing company, right? Census data. So in these industries, what sort of data is available? What sort of functions are there at a high level? Okay. Research and development, operations, marketing, sales, human resources, risk compliance. So broadly, these are the few functions exist in the industries. Okay. You have to understand whenever you get a call, right? Okay, talk to them like which industry is this, which function is this, so that you can connect to what sort of data is available and what sort of business questions can be framed, what sort of solutions that you can offer to them. This is very, very important. Industry knowledge, business knowledge. So oil and gas, manufacturing, aerospace, so many industries. So talk to them. Okay, who is the client? What client's business? And in that client's business, which function this role is, whether it's a HR, marketing, operations, okay, and if it is a technical development. So then you can think of, okay, what sort of machine learning algorithm I can, support. I can add value to this role through this role. Okay, so I think. It's an intro class, and this is what I have. Let me summarize about this course again. So, as we discussed, this okay. So, this is a course. The purpose of this course is people to understand, what sort of tools are there in data science. For example, Python. So, you will become expertise in Python, especially in running data analysis and basics of data engineering and data science, machine learning, deep learning. We have around 12 to 14 different type of machine learning algorithms like linear regression, logistic regression, support vector machine, random forest. Okay, so there are different type of algorithms you will be learning. So each and every algorithm discussed in detail, intuition, and a couple of examples to execute to make sure that you are proficient in that algorithm. Similar to ML, there's DL as well. Okay, and there is this NLP, natural language processing. This is one module you have. So a proper data scientist who can actually understand any problem and analyze it, run any of the machine learning or NLP. In addition to that, Azure data engineering. So you will be learning what is this Azure cloud and what is this Databricks, the fundamentals of Azure and Databricks, right? And also I cover data engineering fundamentals, what is big data, all these things. And you will be learning the architecture and notebook options. So we have different notebook options like R, Python, Spark, etc. in Azure Databricks. Guys, there is a free version available. So we will open that account and we will use the same to practice whatever data engineering concepts we have, right? So notebook options, then there is a debuild commands. You have different commands to Databrick build commands. How to read files. Why this is important? You being a data scientist, you should know how to read any sort of formatted file into my system, and I can run either any of the machine learning. So there is a blob storage, you'll understand. So whenever you create a account, it will create a blob storage, it will create clusters, everything. So how to get a file into this one. Then um, there is this SQL data warehouse, how to connect to SQL data warehouse from Databricks. And also I'll show you Snowflake connection. So how to connect to Snowflake from Databricks. This is important because most of the, as I mentioned here, right? Sorry, it's too noisy, but this BI case, business intelligence. So these days, BI source is becoming Snowflake. So these guys have already processed your data and created cubes. So you should know how to connect to this Snowflake and get best use of the data for your ML purpose, right? And introduction to PySpark and its features. So basically, this PySpark and Python, if anyone is completely new to programming, no need to worry. It's a very simple because I am not a computer science graduate, okay? So I'm using Python, PySpark since last 14, 15 years. So it's because it's such a simple programming language, just like simple English, but only thing is you need to practice. Then we discuss some Spark SQL functions. These are very important for your data engineering, right? And ADF, Azure Data Factory. So how to integrate ADF with Databricks. So if you understand this one, you can work on any cloud because Azure is but typical one. As AWS is very straightforward in integrating with this or in connecting with this Databricks. So Azure Data Factory, how to integrate it with Databricks. And we also discuss the streaming, live streaming, and delta streaming, right? And how to set this CACD, continuous integration, continuous deployment pipelines. So if anyone is from development background, they will understand. These are all very simple topics. Only thing is you need to practice. Okay. So with this said, you will become a data science plus data engineer through Azure Data Bricks. I will show the machine learning algorithms on Databricks as well. So how to, whatever we learn in Python, right? The same example, I'll show how to run in this one and how to set this your CI/CD pipelines. There is one more important thing, ML ops deployment, how to deploy a machine learning model on cloud. So could be AWS SageMaker. There are so many Airflow. There are a lot of tools out there these days. Everyone is using as per their convenient, but we'll touch one or two. So that is not a big deal. You can learn very easily whenever you join in a system based on their technical tools or systems. Okay. So this is what I have as an introduction. So tomorrow I'll discuss a couple of case studies in detail. The first 2, 3 days we will be kind of a high level topic so that everyone will get that flow and very comfortable. Then we can get into Python after 2, 3 days. So any questions?
Hi Suresh, this is
Hi.
Prasanna.
Yeah, hi.
Uh, so yeah, we started. It's a very nice introduction and getting to know what are the topics. Uh, my background of little bit software, but most only on the some oil industry, some tools management and developing tools. But yeah, we use data science as our data will send to data science and we'll get it back. So that's why I'm looking more on how data science is working and how the results are generating. Looks like it is going to be help me a lot. The other than that, I want to know it is common basic some questions. So what will be our timing every day, and what is our prerequisites like need to laptop and softwares, and what it will be if I miss any class? Is there recording? I can get it. and what will be the end of the course, how capable of anything I can showcase into the my organization level, having any certification or anything, because these are like learning things. So if I am learned, people may not be accept as it is, right? They need some certification type of things or something. If so, how it will help on this? I just want to know, as it's starting.
Sure.
I want to know.
No, definitely. So, Kalpra, to answer your last question, so Kalpra, we actually provide a certificate and we give a capstone project in the end of the course. Probably you can show that project. And again, see, the certificate project, everything is physical things. So one thing is I could say is the skill, what actually you learn. So probably as you are already in the industry, what you can do is, yes, you have privilege to use the data. You can create a case study, a POC, proof of concept, using
Hmm.
whatever skills you learn, probably machine learning, deep learning algorithm. So if you want, you can go to BP, let's say British Petroleum website, and you can see the data science case studies. I can share links as well. There are so many case studies, how to predict the volume of oil in a rig. So there are more than 5,000 rows actually, sorry, 5,000 columns they use, sand density, so many things, so depth, etc., right? So use
Hmm.
the data and create a POC, tell them that, okay, hey, this is what actually I gained. Okay, but definitely we provide a certificate says that you have completed course in our institute through our organization. The second part, recordings, yes, we do record the session on a daily basis as we understand people work flexible hours. Sometimes they may miss the class, so definitely the recordings are available and stored in Drive. People can access and go through it. Third, the sort of practice, right? Every algorithm, every topic, you will be getting opportunity to practice and make sure that you complete that exercise and check yourself, like assess yourself, right? So
Hmm.
yeah, timings and all, the same timing what we started probably after the November 3rd daylight. Again, it will shift as per the time. So it's uh, sorry, we have Charigaru, the same time, right? 6:15 IST. What is that in EST? I think around 7:45, if I'm not wrong. Yeah, it's around 6, 7:30, 7:30 times because most of the people work and they come by 6, right? So we'll
Yeah.
see after the session starts, based on the people's feedback and we can adjust. That's not a problem.
Okay. So yeah, one more the question I was like, what is the prerequisite?
Pre-equipped, sorry, yeah, I'm coming to that one. The computers, so you should have at least 8 GB and 512. So that's the minimum requirement of a computer. And in terms of prerequisites, the technical knowledge, I could say anyone can become a data scientist because, see, if you see the topics what we discussed are mostly connected to the logic, right? So whoever can think logically can become a good data scientist. So
Hmm.
sometimes, that logic may come with practice, right? So programming expertise, programming knowledge, not required. Python, starting from basics, I'll cover whatever is required for the job. Like again, this is a job oriented, right? Python itself you can learn for 1 year or 2 year. So in 3.5 months, we will be covering whatever the best we cover for the purpose of interviews and for the purpose of executing the data science stuff in the role. So as and when you go, you learn more and more. This is a continuous learning process, right? Data science is like the way how it is evolving. Every month you can learn something new and add that skill as an expertise. Okay,
Okay. Yeah, got it. Thank you. Thank you.
no problem. You're welcome. So, so our team, Charigar will communicate with you all the timings. I think mostly the same time, 7:45 IEST, I guess. CST.
Yeah, it's a CST. Yeah.
CST. Okay. Okay, if no further questions, we can wrap up this and we'll see tomorrow. We'll discuss a couple of use cases. Okay. Thank you so much for your time. And just message me. You can message Charlie also if you still have any other questions later. And tomorrow we'll discuss some case studies, and then slowly we'll get into the core concepts.
Thank
Thank
you.
you.